Here we go. This is my first tablet PC, and as my second tablet PC is going to be the Microsoft Surface Pro, probably later this year. I thought I'd show this one off. It's an early tablet PC, by far not the earliest. It's about 2003, I think I bought this, late 2003, and there were tablet PCs had been out for a couple of years. There were plenty of tablet type PCs before that, even back as far as Windows 98 and 95, but not officially through Microsoft, using Windows XP Tablet PC Edition. Before that, you'd have a tablet device like a Fujitsu or something, and it had pen input, but it had special pen software for doing things and writing and so on. Whereas once Microsoft got behind it and put out Tablet PC Edition, XP, all of a sudden there was sort of a standard that people could work with. The software itself was quite neat. It offered handwriting recognition either on a little thing or anywhere on the screen, or through a little keyboard. It was alright. I mean, otherwise it was very much like XP. And because you're using a pen for it, rather than having to mash around with your, like on an iPad with your thumbs, you actually had precision with a pen. It didn't matter if buttons were small, and there was no trouble at all. Folders and things, it was like using a mouse. Just neater because you could do it directly on the screen, and you could write. So I'll just show you what this is, because it's quite interesting. This was just a cheapie, no name Chinese brand thing, but this is what's neat about it. It came in this case. It came with two cases. This is the big case, and the other case was just a simple folder, just front and back. It was quite thin. This case was a bit thicker, and one of the main features is, so you open it up, bring up the computer, there's the device right there, but as I open it up, I can open this, and there we go, it stays open. Shades of the Microsoft Surface, just not as nice and stylish as the Surface, and it's just built into the case. I mean, this is the kind of thing you can probably buy for iPads with Bluetooth keyboards or something. I mean, it's sort of obvious, but this is old, and so this had this. You flip it open, and bingo, there's your keyboard. You've got a laptop, basically. You can use it on your desk like that. It's a proper keyboard, meaning it's got real function keys, proper arrow keys. You don't have to shift any keys to do that. It's got a delete key. You don't have to shift, backspace, no shifting. One of the keys is buggered, which is a shame. And so on. It's not full size, but it's whatever, close enough. It's like a netbook keyboard, just with lots more rows than most. And of course, it's got a proper trackpad with clickable buttons, just like the Surface. So that's how that works. That's very usable. And if you want to run away with it as a tablet, all you do is you push a little button on top here, take the whole thing out, there's a metal clip there, push that in, and you've got a tablet, which I'll show you now. The keyboard actually connects through wiring, through little gold connectors there. It's not Bluetooth or anything, so it's on instantly. As soon as you put it on there, it goes. It's also very, very thin. The keyboard, it's stuck onto this leatherette sort of a base, which is quite thick. The keyboard itself is not much thicker. It looks in total about 5 millimeters thick, and it's got keys with quite a bit of travel, lots of travel. Yeah, it's quite neat, nothing wrong with that. So the actual device looks like this. It's small, it's like an iPad, roughly. It's thicker than an iPad, obviously, because it's old, and it's not expensive. It was a cheapie device too. They didn't make special batteries for this. They just use off-the-shelf cells that you can buy and solder together and put in there. So they used off-the-shelf parts when making this. They didn't make custom batteries or anything. A quick rundown of the features. 800 by 600 screen. Again, not great these days, but fine at the time. And it's about, whatever, I don't know how big that is. That big. Okay, that big. My phone is my Nokia Lumia. That's a 3.5-inch screen. I don't know, so it's that big. Had some buttons here on the front, so you could actually page up and down through web pages and stuff with that, or documents. It also had multi-function things, so if you push the function button at the top, then this could be the brightness up and down for the screen. And from memory, it also let me, in another function which I didn't use, rotate the screen. So XP Tablet PC could go in both ways. It just used a hotkey to shift. There was also a little tray icon that could do it. I always used it this way. There was no need to use it that way. It didn't make any sense. So I just used it this way. And I used that as the brightness, because the brightness I'd need quite often. I'd go outdoors or somewhere around the house, whack it up, whack it down in the bedroom. Also up here there's a speaker. Very useful. Again, none of this stuff is on an iPad. That's what blows me away about an iPad when they came out. SD card, and also what's that called? The multimedia card, I think, the very thin big one. That wasn't much use, but the SD card was, of course, very useful. Over here is a Wi-Fi button, on and off. Turns the Wi-Fi on and off. This here was a security button. It would give you a Control-Alt-Delete, which you'd use to log into business networks, because being XP. You could use this at work, and that would let you log in, give you a Control-Alt-Delete on a login screen, which you couldn't do through here, obviously. Or if you didn't have your other keyboard. I mean, it was made to be used just on its own as a tablet. This here was the on and off, which you could set up to either be asleep or a standby or a total power down or whatever you wanted. Didn't really matter. Now, had some lights on for different features like the Wi-Fi and the hard drive. Came with a 20 or 40 gig drive, but I upgraded mine to a 60, and that's what's in there now still. I have XP on it, Office on it. Main thing I used it for was conferences. I'd go to fly around and talk about intranet design and so on, and on this device I would do my PowerPoints or do my document work, and of course do my emails and everything else in Office and Outlook and so on, and it was very good at that. Other features, of course, microphone and a headset or speaker output. That was for the pen. On this side, the power, and this is cool, the very cool camera, which when you spin it this way, it operates as a Skype camera, a webcam, and so the microphone is down there, the microphone plug, speaker's up there, and there's your camera. So put it down and you're Skyping. I Skyped from a hotel in Singapore using this. Worked fine, just through the hotel Wi-Fi. If you then want to take photos, you just spin the camera around the other side like that, and you can set it up how you want. And then the button here, see there's a button on the side, which could take photos. And you'd hold it down to take a snap, and you'd hold it down longer, and I think it triggered a video. And you could go around and take photos like that, or take photos like that, and that was quite fun. And now the real major, this is why I wanted a PC, and was of course the full connectivity here. We've got 2 USB ports. We have Ethernet, because the hotels, they didn't have Wi-Fi quite often back then too. They would have, they'd give you a Ethernet cable in the hotel room. That would happen now and then. And of course a dial-up modem there as well, phone socket. And here, full VGA. Go straight into any conference room, plug it straight in, no dongles, no goofball adapters or anything like that. Just straight in, full connectivity right there. And yeah, power. That's for the keyboard connector. You can cover that up if you need to. Just cover up the gold connections. It didn't have a fan. It was just convection. Never got hot, really. It's not a hot running thing. It runs the transmitter. Oops, I'm running out of time here, so I'll finish this up. Runs the transmitter CPU, which was not powerful at all. 1/2 gig of RAM, this one had. Yeah, that's about it. Really cool. Anyhow, and it was several years before the iPad came out and delivered not even a fraction of this power. Just did it thinner, and with, you had to use your thumbs. Anyhow, that's all. I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.